Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Chapters and Conversation. So the book we're going to be reviewing today is A Law Unto Himself by Francis Roden. So this book is about hmm, an Italian girl from an aristocratic family that has been told what to do all her life. Like her life has already been planned out for her. Her grandfather, being the overhead of the family, has already decided on what is going to happen, who she's going to be married to, even from a tender age. He already decided the family she's going to be married to, the clothes, the designers she wears. Like that is how controlling her grandfather is. And also about the male character is Oliver. Oliver is a writer. He's not from the Italian heritage. He's English. Now, Oliver and okay, let me put it this way. The book started. Should I just let me give you a whole summary of what the book is all about? Now, this book is about Francisca being somebody that has already been told who she was going to marry. She already prepared herself for this thing all her life. Like anybody that knows her knows that she's getting married to this person. So, on the day of her wedding, her fiance sends a letter and tells her he's no longer interested. Now she was burned, not because of she loved the guy or anything, but because all her life she has already prepared herself to be the wife of this guy. And then he didn't even have or show her the respect of coming to tell her that I'm not interested anymore. He just sent it through mail. So she decided that she wanted the break from Italy. She wanted to just go to another place. So she went, through the help of her godparents, she went to England. Now she meets Oliver. Oliver himself has been burned badly by his ex-wife. The child he thought was his happens to be a child that his ex-wife had. Like she was pregnant before she met him. So she did everything possible for him to get married to her immediately. So finding out that this child wasn't his and his ex-wife telling him that she wants to go back to the man that was actually the father of the child. So he was really burned badly. Coupled with the fact that he loved that his daughter very well as his own. Even he didn't mind taking the child as is, but his ex-wife refused. But unfortunately for them, they died a year and 8 months or something like that after she moved to US. So this, I think, it made Oliver somewhat like a misogynist. If I'm not being too strong with that word, he hated anything. Not let me not say hated, but he had some kind of women he stays around with. If you're friends with him, yes, he's cool with it. But if you're a stranger, especially if you're a beautiful stranger, it doesn't value you. Unless maybe he's just in for a one night stand and that's all. So Francisca on her own, she's educated, she's beautiful, she's gorgeous, she has everything, like wealth and everything. But she just did not have her own identity. So she went, slept for England, and then the hosts, the people hosting her decided that they wanted to welcome her. That was where she and Oliver met. Now, Oliver is a writer that has been writing books, to let's say historical books. So he needs someone to help him, with histories and a correct history he needs. Now they tell him this is friends, which also happens to be the host of this girl, tells him that okay, this girl is actually this is what she studied in school. She's good enough for it. He was already looking down on the girl because she's pretty. So he sees her as somebody that's okay, her life has already been mapped out for her. She already has plans and all of that. All these things she's just doing there is just, let us just know, let us do something. At the end of the day, she will still go back to India and do whatever her grandfather tells her. So he just didn't have that much high regard for her. So as they got to know each other, as she started working for him, he finally agreed that she was going to work for him because he had a deadline. So as they got to know each other, the respect he had for her increased. He saw her. He didn't just see her as just beauty. He saw her with as beauty with brains. Now, hmm, to the part I loved about this book. Now, this book, I love the fact that the conversation was not just one-sided, and it was not just between um, Oliver and Francisca. Even the host, you will hear that inner monologue. It was smooth for me. Like the conversation was a very smooth one for me, and I also love the fact that Francisca, being somebody that her grandfather has already planned her life, ordered her life and everything. She also found herself when she moved, when she went to England for visiting, she found herself. She realized that she didn't want to be under the leash of her grandfather anymore. Now, she doesn't want to disrespect her grandfather, but she doesn't want her grandfather telling her what to do, how to dress, how to behave, how to laugh, all that kind of thing. I love the fact that she found herself, she got her own strength, she got her own confidence too. I really love that about the book. I love the fact that even when after she and Oliver got to, know each other better, they had a relationship. That even when Oliver rejected her from a misunderstanding, that she did not, will I say, she did not try to. She knew he was wrong, but Oliver didn't want to give her a listening chance, right? He just concluded with the fact that he already had it in mind that her grandfather already set the pace for her, so she's going to go back and fall back on that pace. He misjudged her, let me put it that way. So I love the fact that she didn't try to cling onto him. He said he was not interested. He didn't want to hear her explanation that she should leave, and she left. She took her. She didn't let that bring her down, right? She took herself, went back to Italy, not going back to her grandfather. No, she went to her own father's house. Like she stayed there. She told her parents that she couldn't stay with her grandfather anymore. She went. She found herself. She even found work for herself. I love the fact that she was able to grow herself, become better than she was. I also kind of liked their relationship because, it wasn't something that just, it wasn't forced. I saw the pace it started. I saw how it started. It started with conversation from getting to know each other as much as he hated her before. But along the line, you could actually see that, okay, they are growing. They're growing. They're going to get into this relationship. You could actually see the pace of the relationship. I love that. But the part I did not really like was the fact that, when, yes, they're in a relationship and love is inevitable and all of that, but when it happened, I wasn't prepared for it. Let me just me, I wasn't prepared for the love, but I really loved the pace how the book went. I really loved it. Just that part where it's transitioned to love. I wasn't prepared for it, but overall, the book is good. Will I recommend this book? Yes, I will recommend A Lot Unto Himself because it's a very good read. It helps the emotional growth, the character growth, the friendship growth, the dialogue, the communication. Oh my god, it was really good. It was really, really good. So I'm going to give this book an 8/10. I'm going to give it an 8/10. Will I reread this book? Yes. Will I recommend it? Yes. I will definitely recommend A Lot Unto Himself. So once again, if you've read this book and if you have your own opinion about this book, please tell me in the comment section. And until then, happy reading. Bye.